Hey guys, what's going on? Scott Barnes here. Got another video for you. Well, it's been a while since I've done a mustache or beard video, so I was thinking, you know what, November's coming up, why not do a mustache video for you guys, especially for you first timers. I wanted to focus on that first month to 2 months of growing out the mustache. You know, it's that awkward stage that we've never grown it out, and we also, which is what I want to pinpoint today on this video, is how to actually train the mustache hair and also to style it, because when November comes up we want to be all nice, ready to go, because it's funny that people perceive growing out that mustache only takes about 2 to 3 weeks, but in fact it takes about 2 to 3 months. Alright you guys, so this is going to be how to train and style your first mustache. Here we go! Well, alright gentlemen, so it's your first attempt to grow out your mustache. I applaud you. It's your first step in becoming a real man. The first few weeks of growing out the mustache is the first weeks of it getting shaven off, okay? So when you're first growing out, the tough part about the unknown is the unknown. We grow it out, and you know, I read in my comments about I can't grow, you know, my mustache isn't strong, or I have weak points in my cheeks. My emphasis on that would be is to get your own style. You know, like my brother-in-law, for an example, he doesn't have really too strong of growth in his cheek or his under chin, but he has a nice growth on his chin and soul patch and a really nice mustache. So if you have that, go for a nice sweet mustache and that painter's goatee, you know, that's a great look. My point is, if you have a weak spot, emphasize the strong spots, okay? So let's dive into the actual mustache of my rant, okay? So like I said, it's your first time growing it out, and the first 2 weeks to a month are gonna be what I call the awkward stage, all right? It's just, you know, everything's pointing out, and I'm getting out of that into the training and styling of my mustache. So what I recommend you guys is getting a nice thick or malleable pomade or a softer mustache wax, because usually a mustache wax is gonna be a firmer, you know, you're gonna have to heat it up and you know, work it into your mustache. Or if, you know, I would try to find a softer wax, because we want to train it. What's interesting here is that when we train and style our mustache, when we first start out, we're actually going to be using more wax and more pomade, I should say, too, if you want to use that, because we're going to be pushing our hairs to the side, and we're going to be using a lot more to have it stay. Especially if you want to style it a certain way and you want it to hold it there, that's what we're doing. We're training our hairs so that way when there's not mustache wax or pomade in there, it'll hold. So when you wake up or you get out of the shower, it's already getting done, and it's already had that style. And we're gonna, you know, when we're ready to style our mustache, we'll be using less and less because it'll already be there. We're just making it, you know, nice and fine. Just like, you know, my hair. You know, this morning I had to blow dry it a little bit so if it would stay. If I didn't do that, I'd have a gap right here and my hair would look like shit. So, you know, the mustache is just like the hair, just like the beard, just like anything else. If we want it to look nice, we have to groom it and we have to train it for it to, you know, lay right and be styled right. Okay, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, we're gonna have to start, like I said, styling and manipulating our hair so that way it stays, you know, in that form when we don't have the wax out, because that's what we're trying to do, have a nice good laid mustache, okay? My recommendation for you guys, like I said, is either getting a mustache wax or a thicker pomade for your hair. Like I said, we're gonna be using a little bit more than we usually would for, you know, when the mustache gets nice and grown out. So for right now, I'm gonna be using a pomade, all right? So what I'm gonna suggest you do is get a good amount, because you'll always need more, you know, it's just get a lot, all right? So we're gonna get our pomade done, and so what I want you guys to do is start from the top, okay? Or we can go from the bottom if you want, which on my video you can go bottom, but for right now I want to go on the top, because if you guys can see, my hair on my top is growing down here. I have a really soft spot right here, and then it's gonna be, you know, right here I got a nice little flare out, okay? So what I want to do is on my upper lip, I want to pull it to the side, that way it's out of my mouth, and then it's going to cover this soft spot right here, and it's going to make it look a little bit more thicker, okay? So like I said, we're pushing things to the side. I have no mirror behind, so I'm kind of going rogue here, okay? Now, we're also gonna need a comb, okay? I accidentally left my comb at home, but I have an extra brush here that will work, okay? But we do need something that can kind of shape it. But if you guys can see, I'm pushing it, kind of like pushing it up and out. And this is the training. I know it kind of looks goofy, but this is before you go to bed or right when you get into the car, because by the time you get out of the car, the wax will actually come out. We're just shaping it up, all right? Because by the time you get into work, it'll probably look sort of like that, okay? All right. Like I said, get a comb if you can. I'm gonna use the top of this brush that I had here extra. I'm just gonna see if I can go to the side if we need it, okay? I think that'll be all right. Okay? So as you guys can see, I'm actually getting right out of that awkward stage and I'm getting into sort of the styling stage, okay? But I'm in between because I still, if you guys can see, I still have little scraggly hairs right here. Super annoying. I recommend not cutting them off because if you do, some people will shave it. I recommend not doing that because you're gonna have a little gap, and when it does grow out, there'll always be these little hairs. Just like I said, just start to train it, move it to the side, flare it out. Like I said, it's gonna be goofy. This is the awkward stage, all right? We're getting ready for November, right? So once we get past this month, everything will look nice and clean. You'll have a nice, good, solid mustache. But for you newbies, like I said, that first month, we're just gonna get some wax, some pomade, and we're gonna get nice and styled, all right? Like I said, the more wax, the merrier, okay? We just want it to lay right. We just want it to get going. So that way, like I said, we get out of the shower, it's and you're done. Yep, I think we are there, all right? Like I said, we can always use a little more wax or pomade if we need, all right? You can use your bottom lip too to kind of shape it. All right? But that's pretty much it, you guys, all right? We need to get through that first month. This is my first to second week styling it. So I think I got about 2 more weeks until I can comb it, hair dry, and it takes about a minute or two and be done with it. So like I said, this is an encouragement for you first timers. That way you guys can push through that awkwardness and have that awesome mustache ready for you when November comes around. Hey guys, thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Always love doing these videos for you. If you guys can, like, subscribe, and leave an awesome comment down. Always love reading your comments, okay? So you guys have a great week. Have a great Memorial Day weekend, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. See ya!